Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new moral panic that's been happening within the gaming industry in the form of a hand sign. What an absolutely atrocious display, full of bigotry and hate. The OK hand gesture. How can such an individual be this mad on camera? Surely this won't cause any sorts of overreaction from the gaming industry. Well, it's Blizzard after all, should anyone really be surprised? As you can see on the footage, some random guy flashed the OK hand gesture during an interview of the Overwatch League, and Blizzard is not happy to say the least. They got complaints from a couple of very stable individuals who tag the officials on Twitter and talk about how the person who flashed the hand gesture needs to be banned because he was a human trash. Oof, imagine being called a human trash just for that. The concern of this random individual who clearly watched too much mainstream media and never once occurred in his or her mind to process their garbage has garnered the attention of Blizzard to the point where the person who threw the hand gesture apologized. Apparently this isn't the first time, according to Rod Breslau, as Blizzard also banned the use of Pepe the Frog within the OWL area. Again, this is Blizzard we're talking here. They're about as sensitive to maintaining the image of their fan base as your nanny that was overly concerned with your hygiene. But it doesn't really end there, ladies and gentlemen. The real comedy is watching the Score Esports get ratioed to hell when they try to defend Blizzard's decision on banning the fan in question. The ratio doesn't just happen on Twitter, it also happened in their YouTube channel where they still have their ratings and comments open, shockingly enough, and most of the people in the bottom type in rebuttals that will make excellent comedic materials on their own. So what is this video trying to say? Well, let's find out.
Doing the OK hand gesture is not okay. Blizzard was right to ban it, and I'll explain why.
Isn't it amazing that in the not too distant future, our fun is going to be policed by people like this? You're not allowed to have fun anymore because someone else is using your fun, and those are really bad people. That is a really awkward shot. Poor guy had to check in his transcript to make sure that whatever he's told to read in camera is not a lot of BS. And by the way, saying "don't at me" is a good sign that your opinion is the sort of thing that will be crucified by anyone who sees it.
Over the weekend, Blizzard made headlines for reportedly banning fans at Overwatch League events from making the OK hand gesture after one fan threw it up during an interview with LA Gladiators DPS player Decay.
Oh, how horrible. Someone threw up a hand sign. Called the press.
I know what you're thinking. It's just a harmless hand sign. Zenyatta does it in one of his win poses. It's a spray in the game. It's nothing. The problem is that it might seem innocuous, but it's been co-opted by people with ties to white supremacist movements.
So let me ask you this, people at Blizzard and whoever wrote this lava take. If the white supremacist movement is co-opting the act of breathing air, is it right for Blizzard to ban it entirely in the next esports event? Don't worry guys, the chan boards will figure out a way to make the act of breathing air racist.
And I know some of you are already in the comments telling me that it's not a white supremacist symbol, it's all just a meme, and I'm an idiot. But
yes.
Listen.
And don't worry, the people in the comments will say far meaner things than that.
Calm down, I was like you a week ago.
Oh wow, that's a really fast transition from smart to not smart.
And then I did some research and found out what's really going on here.
And by research, I mean I read the Wikipedia page and believe everything inside it.
A group of people on 4chan decided to troll people by flooding Twitter with claims that the hand gesture was actually a white power sign as part of something they called Operation OKKK.
Congratulations! You admitted that you just got trolled by 4chan in this video.
Now, this wasn't true at the time and was just intended to mess with people.
Yes. And it still is. It does a really damn good job, as evidenced by your video.
The problem is, like with all memes, it got completely out of control.
You heard it right here, guys. We should ban out of control memes. And what better way to start with the banning than the black hole waifus?
Actual white supremacists have decided they like using the hand sign.
I also heard they like to eat pineapple pizza. I assume that we should take action to those heathens too.
It got so bad that the Anti-Defamation League has stated that while the OK hand gesture isn't exactly a racist hand signal, it has been used by some white supremacists.
I don't think you're gonna win any points by signing an organization with such questionable credibility that they got trolled by an obvious trolling attempt.
Now, the ADL also says that context is super important.
But not when the fan is flashing the hand gesture. Oh no, the context should be thrown completely off the window in that. And let's not forget that we're dealing with people who is concerned about the context as they are concerned with this guy's humanity. Surely, these are well-adjusted individuals who are willing to give the benefit benefit of the doubt and not think that everyone is a white supremacist.
The problem is when you try to hide the gesture. We've seen plenty of times in history that people who want to keep their beliefs and opinions hidden take up coded language or symbols to hide it from everyone.
I gotta stop you right there, my friend. The idea that white supremacists wants to keep their opinions and beliefs hidden is absolutely ludicrous. Wasn't there an article talking about how YouTube is pulling people into the far-right vortex because they got recommended far-right content? Yeah, I talk about that article in another video and how it is possible for people to be radicalized by those far-right ideas. I haven't been following politics as much as I did in 2016 to 2017, but what I do know is that the people in the far-right are very active and very blatant in sharing their beliefs. Even if I believe you that the OK hand gesture is being co-opted by white supremacists, the OK hand gesture is way too common of a gesture to be used as a way to signal to them, hey, I am part of your group too. So even if it's a white supremacist symbol, it's a pretty useless one at that. I mean, look at this cringy promotion from Comic-Con. Look at this guy flashing that OK hand gesture. I'm pretty sure that this guy isn't part of them, but since you people in the mainstream media love to ruin people's fun, I suppose this sign is going to be a white supremacist symbol, even if it's completely impractical for the white supremacists to use. Oh wow, way to prove my point. Look at those hand signs that are infinitely more useful in signaling that they're part of the in-group. Not a lot of people know that this OK hand gesture is symbol to white power. It's a really common hand gesture, so saying that this is a white supremacist symbol is putting so many people, including you, as a suspect.
And if you're still doubting me, that guy who killed 50 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand last month flashed the OK hand gesture during his arraignment in court.
So, he's a lunatic. What relevance does that make?
Basically, it's gotten pretty clear that this, while it seems innocuous, has been adopted as a white supremacist symbol, even if people aren't necessarily aware of that.
Again, if people aren't aware of that, it's a really bad way for the white supremacists to see if they're part of that in-group, because anyone can be.
Okay, that was a lot of facts, so let's recap really quick.
That was a lot of facts. Oh boy.
And that's why that Overwatch League fan, the guy who actually flashed that hand gesture in the background, didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know, and actually he tweeted an apology afterwards when he learned the context that it's taken on.
In other words, you slapped the wrong context to him anyway. Wow. Way to prove the point that the context doesn't matter.
But people were mad that Blizzard made the ban, and I guess it's kind of understandable. It feels to them like they're losing their free speech, but I don't actually think that's what's happening here.
Oh, this is the part where you're going to say that it's a private event and Blizzard can do whatever they want.
And listen, I get it. It sucks seeing a thing you like get turned into something racist. You're
Whoa, wait a second. Who turns something that we like into something racist? I'm not the one who says that everything is racist.
It's not about free speech. It's about not wanting to be associated with racist ideologies.
Well, I'm not the one associating the hand gesture to a racist ideology. Blizzard did, this person did, and many of these mainstream media sponges that bought into the trolling did. As evidenced by the rating and the comments, the rest of society thought this was stupid, so we can clearly see who you're trying to appeal to here.
The fact of the matter is, Blizzard gets to say what goes in their studio. They are not treading on your right to free speech.
So you are saying that it's a private event and Blizzard can do whatever they want.
And even if they were, you can go a couple years without doing the OK hand gesture, at least until all this blows over and racists lose the fight.
I can also say the same thing to the Trappist transphobic argument. I don't think it's going to blow over, fam. You will always find people who are salty about it.
Because history has shown that they will lose and you'll get to do your dumb hand gesture again.
If you keep on making videos like this, I don't think they will ever lose.
Blizzard has done this before. They banned Pepe memes from the Overwatch League a few months ago because it was an innocuous meme that took on racist undertones and it's not okay to use anymore.
The only reason why it's not okay to use Pepe is because it's a stale and outdated meme, but banning them is still a dumb thing on Blizzard's part. No one really used Pepe in this current year, and the reason why they don't use Pepe anymore is because it's getting stale. If you want the meme to get stale, you need to stop overreacting to it.
Don't be mad at Blizzard for banning it, be mad at white supremacists for taking an innocent thing and ruining it. Or
you're telling me to get mad at an obvious troll job. Oh boy.
Or, you know, be mad at me for telling you all this or whatever.
Well, people are certainly mad.
Blizzard is even protecting some of their younger fans from falling down the slippery slope of racist memes, whether they intend to be racist or not.
Good for you, Blizzard, for being a daycare center replacement.
Blizzard got it right. Don't be mad at them. Be mad at white supremacists for turning something innocent into something disgusting. Pepe was associated with racist memes, so is the OK hand gesture, and I don't want to see racism anywhere in esports. And I don't think you do either.
Fam, that requires me to believe that the OK hand gesture is racist, and unfortunately that is way too much for me and any reasonable person in this entire world to believe. Before we end this massive hoopla, I want to say huge thanks for liking and sharing my videos, subscribing and following me on social media, and for supporting me on Patreon, PayPal, and many other means, links down below.